Grab a beer and pull up a chair. Welcome to the Northwoods Beer Guy podcast. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Northwoods Beer Guy podcast. This is Mike, the Northwoods Beer Guy, and once again, I am joined by Jim.
Hey, buddy, how you doing?
Doing good. How about yourself?
Another day in paradise.
There you go.
I didn't have to float in on the ark, so we're doing good.
Well, that's good. Yeah, we had quite a bit of rain this past week, and well, first off, we should say Happy 4th of July to everybody, since today is the 4th of July.
I don't have any fireworks.
No, we haven't heard that yet, so that's good.
Well, it's not going to burn anything up, so that's a good thing.
Yeah, we shouldn't have to worry about a fire because it's definitely wet enough.
Soggy.
Yeah. Anyway, getting back to another day in paradise, yeah, it kind of feels like hot and humid and all that good stuff. So great.
Yeah, so the one thing we didn't need is the hot weather to go with all the wet weather. So now it's like super humid out there.
Well, some people say, hey, it's drying everything out. Yeah, kind of.
Yeah. Hopefully it'll dry out and hopefully it won't be so blazing hot for us.
Yeah, no doubt. We've decided to get back together and we're trying to figure out what we're going to talk about this week as far as beers go. And, well, what do you know? We just happen to have some stouts that we got to look at.
Some stouts?
Yeah.
Well, that sounds like a good thing.
I know. Now, we do have one that isn't a stout. It's a... Oh, geez.
Uh-oh, I hear some fireworks out there. Yeah. Is that the neighbors letting some fireworks?
It sounds like the people are getting restless.
Oh, you hear those things? Is it dark yet?
No, not yet.
I can't even see them. Can you?
Yeah. They should save those for later.
Uh-oh.
Oh, well.
Dang it.
I guess we just got to drink through it.
Power on.
Power on.
All right, so back to the
beers. So we've got, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8 beers we're going to try today. 7 are stouts. And we have kind of a lot of different sizes of containers here. We got 2 pint cans. We got 3 regular 12-ounce cans. We got 2 bottles that are both, I'm guessing, the 12-ounce. And then we got 1 can that I'm not exactly sure what it is. That looks like what? 8-ounce or a 10-ounce at the most? Probably 8?
No.
What is it?
7.5.
7.5. Why would you make a 7.5-ounce can?
Are you scared somebody might get drunk?
Could be. You never know.
And it is down on this end of the table, too.
Yeah, it's down farther from towards the end. So
it might be a little higher.
Normally, if it's that way, we rank them by ABV to start with. So that means it's a little bit higher.
There's a
distinct possibility. Interesting. All right. Well.
And I think the other good part is all these stouts, I think, the styles are a little bit different, right?
That's what it sounded like. And it's kind of interesting because you think, I know stout, you get the imperial, you get bourbon. I didn't realize that there was quite this many options.
Let's hope they all taste good, like just the basic stout does.
Yeah, exactly. Hopefully we aren't going to be disappointed. So I'm thinking these should be a little more palatable for us than last week when we had the super sweet, whatever that WWE Syngram stuff was. That was, I'm still trying to figure out what in the heck that actually was.
I haven't slept since we did that. I've been wired now. So sugary. I was like, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, exactly.
That was a lot of sugar.
That was definitely a lot of sugar. Well, I guess let's kick it off.
Should we try it?
See what we got.
See what happens?
So the first can that we have, it's a pint can, and it is by Black Stack Brewing. It is their Routine Straight Stout. And let's see, on the can it says, just some good old-fashioned stout without any bells and whistles, smooth and roasty toasty is what it says on the can.
All right, and it's 6.5% ABV, and it says a couple of sentences, we zig when they zag. No tricks or treats about it. Tonight at the door, we thought we'd break routine and hand out our first non-adjunct stout in ages. No sweet tooth necessary, just some good old-fashioned stout without any bells or whistles, smooth, roasty, toasty, and timeless.
So they're saying they didn't add any extra flavorings. Anything. So this is just your old-fashioned stout.
Well, it is definitely dark.
It's dark.
Dark in appearance.
Boy, it smells roasty.
Yeah, you can smell it.
Wow. Well, let's see how it is.
First one of the day.
That's not bad.
No, I mean, it's definitely just
It's a straight up stout.
Yeah, there's no bells or whistles with that one.
No, which is not bad. It's been quite a while since we've had. It's getting harder to find
just a regular stout.
A regular stout without any other flavoring in it, you know? So I don't mind that.
I mean, it's not bad at all.
You know, is it one of those that you would drink 2, 3 of them?
Yeah.
Well, but of course, honestly, any of these would we drink 2 or 3 of them, you know?
And, you know, I wonder, again, what it would taste like if they did barrel age it. You know, because this seems pretty good. So, I mean, it would probably mix good with it.
It'd probably be a good base to do something with it.
Barrel aged beer.
Yeah. Now, do we know where Black Stack is located?
The cities.
Oh, in the cities. Okay, yep. Nice.
And I believe, I could be wrong, but the Black Stack is because there's a huge smokestack right outside the brewery.
Okay, well, so when you look on that would make sense then, because on the can, it's like a building with a big smokestack. So it's like
it must be in a warehouse district. There's a lot of warehouses there. And
I'm guessing.
What the overhead picture looked like.
Okay. Well, that's interesting. Yeah, so we've had a number of Black Stack beers before, and like I said, that quadruple IPA we had, episode, that was from them. We've had other stouts and IPAs, and they make a lot of different beers.
Right, and it seems like this is good. I mean, but it's probably right up there with Surly, so I'm sure they don't get as much attention as what Surly does up there.
Right, I think you're right on that. Because I mean, this is not bad. Like you said, for just kind of a normal old fashioned type stout, it's not bad. It's got pretty good flavor. It's not like over the top malty roasted, you know, like that burnt flavor I used to call it. It's not that strong that way. You know, 6.5%, you could definitely drink a pint can that way. But then after that, I think that maltiness might be a little, kind of get to you. But I guess score-wise, I think for this one, I'm going to put that at like a 2.8.
Ooh.
I like it. And like I said, I think it definitely has things that they could do with it, I think, to really make it even more interesting. Mm-hmm. But like I said, I think it's a good example of what stouts used to be.
Right.
And it gets harder to find them. So I'm going to go with a 2.8.
All right. So I could echo everything you said. I mean, and I definitely would recommend, if you've never had a stout, this is probably one you could try if you're a beginning craft beer drinker. The other ones, we're going to find out, but this one is a good representation of stout, and I think a beginner wouldn't get scared away. I mean, would you want to drink a 6-pack? Maybe not, but I think if you want to try one, this would be a good one to try. I think I'm going to say the same score, 2.8. I mean, it's not, the flavor is just like bland. I think that's only, if it had a little bit more flavor, I think we could raise the score, but I mean, it's just kind of a stout.
Right.
It's not a bad stout, but it's just like, it's just there. There's not anything to really talk about for flavor.
That's funny, because I was thinking the exact same thing when you were talking, that if it just had a little bit something more, then I could have went up to like a 3, but it's just, that's what it is.
I mean, it's a good representation, but it's just kind of, it's definitely no nonsense.
Yep. If you've never had a stout, it'd be a good one you could start with. And if you wanted to see what stouts started out as.
Right.
You know?
Yes, exactly.
And then try some other ones where see where they've progressed, because they've progressed a long way from there.
Yes.
So crazy. All right. Well, the next one that we have, and this one is very interesting.
Yes.
I'm not exactly sure what we're in for, to be honest with you.
Can we blame you if it...
We probably, yeah, because I had it.
Okay.
This is by Bent Brewstillery.
Mm-hmm.
Now, is this different than like Bent Paddle? It must be.
Yes.
So Bent Brewstillery.
Mm-hmm.
And this is their Power Swank. How do you pronounce this? It's Bajan. I don't know if it's whatever that is, style tropical stout.
Yes.
And it says it has flavors of espresso. What is that word? Treacle.
You say testicle?
No, but it's close. I don't know what that is. Dark fruit and spice.
Oh, well, it even says more on. I got a little bit more I found online.
Okay.
Oh, it did say 7.6%.
Oh,
ABV,
yes.
And 25 IBUs.
25 IBUs. Okay.
Conceptually hailing from Barbados.
Oh, I've been to Barbados.
Have you?
Yeah. Did not know this. I didn't see one of these there.
All right. Well, I wonder what conceptually means. Or he thought about it as he's flying over? Or?
Yeah.
I don't understand that. This stout is on the drier end of the tropical stouts. I didn't know there was even a spectrum for tropicals.
I've had a couple, but I didn't think there was
that many to...
Right.
All right. Loads of roast and black strap molasses lend notes of espresso, testicle...
Treacle?
Tracheotomy.
Treacle? Whatever that is.
Fig. Is that the dark fruit?
I'm guessing, yep.
And dried plum finishing with a solid whack of booze.
Okay.
And spicy orangey hops. Best drank at room temperature for the full hot experience.
And it's lactose free.
Experience. Now this got some kind of pepper in it?
I don't know. Should be interesting.
Huh.
Well, and it's going to be interesting to see, first off, when it's talking about an orange hop flavor. I've yet to have a hop that is anything other than grapefruit or pine.
Right. So the whack of booze and spicy.
So is it barrel aged or is it? I don't know if it ever said. It didn't say anything on the can about it.
And it didn't say anything that I've.
And then spicy is probably whatever the tracheal thing is.
Well, it is dark like a stout. I mean, the color is definitely dark.
It's dark.
The head is brown.
Ooh, it's got a little different aroma to it.
Is that hop?
Almost smells like it a little bit.
Wonder if that's the.
I don't know. It kind of has a dry finish on it. You know what I mean? You're like,
I was expecting a lot more flavor.
Yeah.
There's not.
I don't get.
Not much there.
Not much. Like if there's blackstrap molasses and such, that's usually a dark flavor.
Right. Really
and
heavy.
This vaguely, very vaguely, but vaguely reminds me a little bit of Guinness. As far as when you get that kind of that initial, how would you describe it? It almost has that dryness when you first take that sip, and then when you when you swallow it, then it really kind of dries a little bit. That's where I'm getting at. It kind of reminds me of that type of a drink to it. But
I mean, the way that it had the big write up and all the different things, I was expecting a lot more flavors, a lot more burst.
Yeah,
and there's
not
much to it.
I can't say that I taste orange at all.
I don't know what's spicy.
I don't get a spice.
I don't get full hot experience.
well, this is actually now we're complaining because it's not room temperature. We'll have to come back to it when we get done and see, because it is colder. But man, I don't get a boozy flavor either. That's when it was talking about that. I thought, man, is this barrel aged or is it? What am I missing? Is there more? Must be more to it.
I'm missing some flavor on mine.
I was gonna say, it's missing.
But I mean, like on the very, 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 very end of the finish, there's a little bit of flavor. I mean, but I can't pick out what it is though.
Right.
I mean, it's just different than an initial swig. I don't know.
I'm getting that too. I see what I can taste what you're talking about.
But I can't tell what it is.
Yeah.
It's just not a lot of flavor there.
No. And the other stouts that I've had from the Caribbean, and honestly, I think I've only had two. I have had, they had one, it was Mackelson XXX, and then they had a Dragon Stout. That one was in
Dragon's Milk?
Jamaica. No, it was called just Dragon Stout.
Oh.
And that one was really good. And the Mackelson, we've had it here. And I mean, it's good. I think that one's better than this one. But this is definitely, of the three, this is the driest of the three that I've tried that are from that area. Just looking at your notes and stuff, and I don't know, can you taste espresso? I don't
know. And that's usually something that's a really heavy coffee flavor. It comes through. I don't taste that at all.
Yeah, we'll have to come back to that at the end just to taste it again to see.
Circle back around.
Yeah. Do you want to go first as far as a score initially on our not room temperature swank stout? What are you thinking?
I mean, I was kind of looking forward to this because I don't think I've ever had a tropical stout. So I was kind of looking forward to this, and the way that was talked up, I was like, wow, this might actually be good. I mean, I got a lot of things going together here, and then it just kind of fell flat.
Right.
So, I mean, it was a huge build up to a lot of anticipation, but nothing there. But it's not bad. I mean, there's nothing bad about it. It's just what they said on the can is not in the glass. So I guess for me, I'm just going to go 2.5. I'm going to keep it right in the middle. It's not bad, but it's just, I was looking for a lot more.
Right.
I was expecting a lot more.
Yep. I'm going the exact same. And for the exact same reasons. I thought, boy, is this going to be, a lot of flavor. And even though it said it was going to be drier, a drier taste or whatever, you still could have had flavor.
Yeah.
You know, when it's talking about figs and plum and espresso and whatever
Spicy
and spicy and it just really didn't deliver on that. So again, it's not bad. You know, it wouldn't be my first choice,
right,
at this point.
Yeah.
You know, but it's okay. Yeah. I mean, it's not a terrible. We've had worse. We've had better.
Disappointed in the build up was like
what we thought it was. The anticipation maybe hurt it. You know,
right? So I guess that kind of little disappointing there.
A little bit. Well, I suppose we could keep.
Are we going to keep powering through?
We could keep powering through unless you've got.
Oh no! It looks like the brewery for that I just read on here. They're in Roseville, Minnesota.
Wow. Okay, so that is different than, you know, because before the only bent I've known really was Bent Paddle, but that's in Duluth.
Right.
So so this is a whole different place. And if it's a brew distillery, so they have a brewery and a distillery, I'm guessing?
Right. I think from what I read, you can have them both under the same roof, but they have to be separated by a wall.
Oh, okay.
And then one can lease things to the other, even though it's owned by the same person, because apparently the tax issue that the spirits are taxed one way and the beer's taxed another. Oh. So they have to have that separation. So when they file taxes, that's what I read. I'm not an accountant. I have to get my daughter in there. But
that sounds way too confusing.
Yeah.
You know?
So maybe, because apparently you might want to just have two separate buildings. And then.
Well, yeah, I was going to say, it's like, okay.
So, but weird. Yeah, I mean, it sounded good at the time.
Now, Roseville, that's by the cities.
Is it? Is that
yeah, it's one of the suburbs.
Okay.
So. Okay.
It's next to Grumpy's Roseville.
Oh, well, there you go. Whoever Grumpy is.
Yeah,
so.
I don't know. I'm not
sure. No, the Twin Cities are like pretty much any large, you know, metropolitan area. There's a lot of breweries.
Oh, is there? Okay.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. So it's, you know, it'd be interesting to see. Right. It'd be kind of interesting to see this place because if they have both a brewery and a distillery, it'd be kind of interesting. If you
made a trip up, you could go to Blackstad.
Yeah.
And then this guy. And
that one. And who knows who else we got might be up there.
Yeah, right.
Whew. All right.
Well,
the next one we have is actually by a brewery that we know knows what they're doing.
Right.
This is not one of their barrel aged, I don't believe. I don't think so. This is by Central Waters out of Amherst. This is their Ginger Snap Stout. And I don't know if I've ever even heard of this one.
No, I don't.
10.5 per. Oh, we stepped it up.
We're double digits now.
We're 3 in and we're already into the double digits. Uh-oh. So this is 10.5% ABV. What did you find out?
I got like a couple of sentences on the website. It says, as we grow older, we find that even though our tastes change, we still long for some of the flavors from our youth. So we made a beer to bridge the gap in our lives. This beer has all the comfort and decadence of ginger snap cookies with enough warmth to get you through the holiday family reunions. Cheers to us all.
And on the can, it says it's an imperial stout with molasses. So we're kind of going to see if they're, you know, molasses, brown sugar, ginger root, and natural flavors. So this should be interesting because we haven't had a super amount of beers with ginger.
Right. And I don't really know for sure what the ginger flavor is.
Sorry, I opened the can and it's got aroma.
Does it have a ginger aroma?
It's got aroma.
All right. Well, that's good. That's what we're looking for.
I'm thinking this one might be a little bit what we were hoping to get here.
All right. Well, that's a good sign. It's dark. It's darker than the first. I mean, I can't even see my fingers.
Yeah. Yeah. It smells like gingerbread type.
Gingerbread cookie?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I can smell the alcohol on it.
Ooh.
Oh, wow.
Boy, no. This one, I get the molasses big time.
The finish is
the brown sugar. Yeah. That's that sweetness that's coming through.
The finish?
I get, there is ginger, but I think that gets a little bit overpowered a little bit.
This one I can feel going right more.
It's going, ugh.
There's a little bit of warmth.
You were chilly.
Yeah, there's a little warmth going all the way through my body right now.
Wow.
Wow, that's
pretty good.
That's different.
It's definitely different. Wow. But boy, I totally get the molasses and the brown sugar.
Yeah.
Because we've had other beers that have brown sugar. Remember, some of it were like, but there's been some that have been very good. But this one, I totally get that. And then just that ginger, I'm trying to see if it comes out a little bit here.
Because like now on the finish, like on my tongue, it just seems dry.
Yeah. Yep, I noticed that too.
What is that from? What is that?
Not sure.
I'm like, I'm going to need a bottle of water after this
It's
one.
like, I'm thirsty.
Got a hairball or something. But it's not bad. It's just, there's a lot of flavor in this one.
Oh, yeah. There is a lot there. I could see where, I'm guessing this is more of like a holiday type or that time frame, I would guess.
And I can't remember how long I've had this.
Right.
I didn't just recently buy it.
Right.
So I've had it for a few months. So maybe it was more of a winter one.
It could have been, but it's still good. Still got a lot of flavor to it.
Wow, this is
interesting.
Good. But I think for me, the hard part is it's ginger snap. I don't know if I'm getting the ginger or whatever that darkness is that's drying out. My palate.
Yeah, dark. See the dark. I think that would be the molasses.
Is that the molasses?
I would think. Boy, I don't know. That's
It's not bad.
Yeah.
I don't know if I could drink a 12-pack of them.
Well, 10.5, probably not. Well, you could try, but
yeah,
I think you may have bad results.
Yeah.
So
you're first.
Boy, this is definitely has more flavor than the first two.
Yes.
But there is that little bit of that dryness. Unknown. Then there's the other thing, like I said, that I'm not picking up the ginger.
Right.
And it could be there, but I just think that the molasses must knock it down where it's really in the faint if I'm getting it at all. So 10.5, it doesn't taste to me like a 10.5. It drinks really pretty smooth. Score-wise, because of those two things I brought up, I'm going to go like a 3.4. I do like it. I could see around the holidays time, drinking one, kind of get you in that festive spirit and such. But I do think that whatever that dryness, like I said, I'm guessing it's the molasses that we're getting it from. Yeah, I like it. I wouldn't drink more than one. I don't think, but yeah, it's good.
And I think I got the same thing. And that's what, we didn't get a lot of detail on what is inside it. We're kind of assuming a lot of it. So that's the hard part of trying to decipher what our palate is telling us. But I'm echoing the same thing. I mean, that dryness is what's a little bit taking me back, I guess, lower my score a little bit. If they didn't have that and there was maybe a little more ginger flavor, like the gingerbread cookie, then I think I could raise my score. I think I'm going to go like a 3.1.
Okay.
My mouth is still dry, and it's been a couple of minutes since I've had my drink. So, and we still don't know exactly. It definitely is probably the molasses, but there's something that's lingering on that finish.
Yep.
That's a little bit hard to overcome.
I agree with you. You're just sitting here and I'm going, and I don't know. Like I said, it had more flavor than the first two, but some of it is not the greatest flavor that we've expected from them, but I still do like it. I think it's a good beer.
Yes.
But I kind of wish we got just a hint more of the ginger.
Yes, no doubt.
Awesome.
All right.
Well,
so we're almost halfway through.
This one here will put us at halfway.
All right. What is that one?
This is from Hinterland, and that's in Green Bay, Wisconsin. 10.7% ABV and 70 IBUs.
Yes.
That seems extremely high for a stout.
I know. I don't know what would cause
Now, we got to remember, I think the IBUs is not really an exact science.
Right.
So it should be interesting to see what this is and what it does. This is their Sticky Stacks Bourbon Barrel Imperial Stout.
All right.
And I'm trying to see if it said, no, that's all it says on the can.
So I found just a little bit again,
okay.
Not much. An update to our traditional bourbon barrel aged stout series. Sticky Stacks features intense flavors of baker's chocolate, complex maltiness with bold notes of vanilla and oaky caramel. The barrel aged beer is both balanced and dessert worthy.
Interesting. Now, I get when you look at the can, I guess when I heard the name, I was expecting like maple syrup or something like that. But the can doesn't even, it's got bourbon barrels and like I don't know if it's leaking or if it's supposed to be syrup type stuff under it or what. I don't know. But being that it's going to have, it said vanilla.
Yep.
And what else was it? Caramel? Did you say?
Oaky caramel and baker's chocolate.
Baker's chocolate. See, the baker's chocolate should make it a dark,
kind
of a taste.
Almost bitter too, right? Maybe that's where the 70 IBUs comes from.
Could be. So let's give this a a whirl and see what we, and this is a 12-ounce can.
And you got the 10.7%
10.7
ABV.
And 70 IBUs,
Which
that's still just kind of blowing my mind.
Let's hope it's not that bitter.
Yeah, exactly. We'll find out.
Without it being an IPA.
Boy, that's got the dark tan head. I mean, very dark head on it. Ooh, that smells kind of boozy.
Yeah, it does.
Doesn't it?
You can smell the booze on that,
You can smell it. It's like, whoa, interesting. I'm a little confused. The aroma is stronger than the boozy flavor.
Yeah.
To me.
Now I'm starting to get a little burn coming.
But I got to try it again because I don't know if I'm getting a whole lot of other stuff though.
I'm not picking up the chocolate. Or vanilla or oaky caramel. More of just the alcohol aroma.
Kind of the barrel.
Yeah.
The oak and the boozy is about all I get.
Right.
Man, I tell you.
You had high expectations for this one,
I totally thought this was going to be, when I bought it, I thought it was going to be like maple. I didn't even read. I just saw sticky stacks. And I thought it was going to be like barrel-aged maple, syrupy kind of.
And the way they got the barrels stacked on the label, it's almost like they're stacking up pancakes.
Yeah.
So you're thinking maple syrup, blueberries.
Yep. And it's got the stuff underneath them. Looks, and I was like, oh, okay.
Sticky like maple syrup or even molasses. And oh, here's even more. I found some brewmaster notes.
Okay.
Smooth, nutty base with a complex blend of dark roast and caramel malts, aged for 9 months in bourbon barrels.
Yeah, I'm just not.
I think they aged it long enough because that's coming through.
Oh, yeah.
But the other flavors are just not.
Like I said, the aroma is totally like the bourbon. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. That's what I'm smelling there. I don't get any other kind of an aroma. And it is smooth. I'll give them that. It's smooth. You don't get like a, from the bourbon, but it warms you a little bit when you
can feel it when it goes down.
But still, it's just kind of like they had really good intentions, and when they started conceptually it was good, and again, I am not saying that this is a bad beer, but to me it's kind of not coming through with what, and like I said, I thought it was going to be maple syrupy, right? So I had different mentality.
I think that would even give it a little bit better flavor too,
right? Very well could have, yeah,
with just a touch of maple syrup.
Man, what are you thinking on it?
Well, the hard part is it's very deceiving. What the marketing, what they got for on the can, what you expect it's going to be. I mean, I was really looking forward to that too because we didn't have any of our other ones have anything that flavor. So I was like kind of looking forward to this one too, but it really about the only thing I'm tasting is the bourbon and the bourbon burn. That's unfortunate because I was looking forward to this and it was, double digit. I'm going to say a 3.0.
Okay. Gosh. I'm just in the 70 IBUs. I really don't pick up any kind of hoppy bitterness or anything like that. You know what I mean? So that 70 is again
way out of
okay.
Yeah, that's way high, I think.
Yeah. I'm going to do a 3.0 as well. It is good. I give them credit for the 10.7. The boozy flavor is not over the top, but like you said, you can feel it when you do the swallow.
Yep.
But I don't get any caramel. I don't get any vanilla. I'm not,
Baker's chocolate.
Baker's chocolate. I'm really, really not getting a lot of that either. It's just kind of bourbon barrel.
Yes.
And that's not a bad thing.
Right. I just don't know how many you could drink of that.
Right.
You could probably finish a can.
Yeah. But then it would probably be, I better go to something a little lower because otherwise my night will be done,
Yeah, I know exactly. And that's what's hard. Because like you said, it looks... The marketing did really good on it.
Yeah.
They get A+.
Yeah, they totally... I guess I need to even look more closely at the labels because like I said, that's what I thought it was going to be. You know what I mean? And I was wrong. Right. And not that, again, Hinterland, it's a good beer, but I just wish some of those other flavors maybe came out a little more.
Yes, 100% agree.
Well, the first four are done, and we're at 10.7.
So we're at halfway.
We're at 10.7. So I guess usually the only time this really happens is when we're hitting like the, Central Waters or Goose Island or things like that. So
does this mean we're down sloping it now?
Well, some people may think that, but knowing us, no.
Okay, we're stepping up a notch.
I think from here there's only one place to go or one way to go.
And that's up?
And that's up.
Okay.
So I guess what
do we got?
Oh, we got our first bottle.
All right. And I think we've had a few from there too.
Oh yeah, we've had a number of them from here. This is by Lexington Brewing, and this is their Kentucky Bourbon Barrel Imperial Milk Stout.
Nice.
And this one is 12%.
12%.
ABV.
All I got was our Kentucky Bourbon Barrel Imperial Milk Stout is 100% barrel-aged Imperial Milk Stout with notes of chocolate and coffee. Hints of molasses round out the dark roasted notes and bring out a sweet finish.
Okay.
Well, a lot of good talk, but we haven't had good luck so far today.
I was going to say, they haven't been bad, but they haven't lived up to what we thought they were going to be.
Right. And
let's put it that way.
We've had some pretty good luck with Kentucky bourbon.
Oh, yeah. I'm still wondering, have we ever had a beer from these guys that hasn't been barrel-aged? Do you know for sure?
I don't think so, because I think they also have a distillery that's close by there, too, that they distill a lot of their stuff.
Okay. Because I'm just trying to think. I know that probably at least 99% of the beers we've had from them have been barrel-aged, and some kind of a barrel.
Right.
So this is their milk stout.
It smells good.
Yeah. It's got a good aroma to it.
No, I don't smell alcohol.
Still dark, but when you look at it, it's a little bit light. Well, it's lighter than the last one for sure.
Yes.
Last couple.
Yep.
And it's the head on it is a little lighter in color.
Smells good, so here we go.
A little different.
I don't know if coffee and chocolate. I mean, it is smooth. The milk stout would make it smooth. It tastes smooth.
You can't. Here's my knock on it, and I hate to say it like this, but did they put so much lactose in it that it kind of killed the bourbon barrel effect?
Yeah, because there's not even a burn.
No, I mean, very smooth for 12%. Very smooth. I'm not knocking it for that, but it just seems like I was expecting it to have at least a little bit of either a boozy flavor or a little hint of a burn, possibly.
But I mean, do you pick up the chocolate or coffee?
If I do, it's super faint.
Yeah, I don't pick that up.
This would be, boy, would a new person enjoy this one?
Probably not their first beer.
Probably not their first beer. But I'm trying to, because I don't get a boozy flavor really at all.
No.
12% it doesn't burn at all. But I mean, I'm not getting those flavors.
Right. Since it's a milk stout, I mean, it's supposed to be a little bit smoother to the palate, right?
Yes.
So I mean, that I definitely pick up.
They nailed that.
Yes.
That I totally get. But boy, it's just kind of.
But the flavors aren't there. Gosh, because we've had good luck with this brewery, so I was like, well, this is going to be the ace in the hole here. Yeah, and they've had that blackberry porter. They've had that tangerine. They've had good cream ale. Yeah, they've had that horrible honey one. That's really good. I don't know. They've always, at least they had a really impressive flavor, and not that the barrel, it's super boozy or anything, but you got picked up on it. Right. This one I'm just not picking up on. But I think, too, this is one of their higher ABV beers, too. I think so. The other ones, they're probably in the 9-10 range. But that's not saying why they shouldn't have the flavor. No. Like I said, so I don't know if it's because it's a milk stout that kind of knocks down the effect, maybe. I don't know. But it's just it's not offensive at all. But this one, I think this is the first one. After you drink a bottle, you'd be like, okay, I'm going to switch anyway because it's 12%. But honestly, I think because more of the flavor, I'd be kind of like, yeah, I'll get something different. Right. Man. I know it. We're kind of striking out. You're not doing that well. Score-wise, I'm going to go a 2.9. Oh, you're going below a 3? Yeah, I don't pick any of that stuff up. And I get that it's a milk stout, so I get that part of it. And I do appreciate the fact that it is an easy drinking 12%, but I'm not picking up on those flavors, and I think that's important. So I hear what you're saying. It's okay to disagree. So for me, on the ones we've had today, I think this one, because a lot of them are lacking a lot of the flavor. So for this one, it's the smoothest and it's the least alcohol tasting. So I'm going to go a 3.2. Okay. Not my highest one so far today. Sure. Which, I was definitely hoping for a lot more because, we've had some good ones from Kentucky. Very much so, yeah. And this one just doesn't live up to what they've done in the past. Yeah, I just don't. Like I said, I'm almost banking on the fact that it's got to be because it's a milk stout. Right. And that kind of does something a lot in the process, so to speak. Right. When they put it in the barrel. So it's not a bad beer. I'd still drink another one. Right. Somebody offered it to me, I'm like, yeah, sure, I'll have some. But I think they've definitely kind of spoiled us with some of their other stuff. Yes, 100%. Nail on the head. Awesome. Well, dude, we're up to that little bitty can. Yes, the big 7.5 ounce. 7.5. It's a good thing we have 2 taster glasses. Yeah. We can't fill them both. Yeah. Man.
So this is, who's it by? It is from Fair State Brewing Cooperative.
Yep.
And this is their anniversary imperial stout. And this must be their 10th anniversary. Yep, celebrate. Cheers to 10 years.
Yep.
12.5% ABV.
Oof.
So let's see, tasting notes. I see maple syrup, vanilla, and 10 years of memories.
I wonder what those taste like.
Well, we'll find out. If you want to know what a memory tastes like, it's in a 7.5 ounce can.
There you go. Let's see here. This anniversary beer is the stout of all stouts.
Oh.
With lessons learned from the last decade of brewing, we made 100 gallons of the finest Wisconsin maple syrup, 4 types of choice vanilla beans, and more boiling time than a month's worth of IPAs.
Okay.
This imperial stout is the perfect beverage to raise in celebration of the next decade of Fair State.
All right. Well, here goes.
Don't spill it.
Yeah. We don't have a lot to spare.
Process notes. A long boil stout of epic details.
Ooh, this is...
Period.
This is pretty dark.
So I wonder what the epic details are.
That I couldn't tell you. All right. So if you've ever wondered what a memory tastes like,
all right,
there it is in your glass.
Well, it's definitely dark.
So you have dark memories.
Dark in color. And the aroma's not... Now, this is not barrel-aged.
Okay.
Right?
I don't...
Just an imperial stout.
Right. Yeah, it didn't say anything on here about barrel aging. No. But malty, roasty.
They did something to get it up to 12.5% without barrel aging it.
Yep. Aroma-wise, it honestly kind of smells like a stout.
Yeah, with all those different vanilla beans, I thought I'd have a little more vanilla aroma. Is there maple syrup?
I get a sweetness, but I don't specifically taste maple.
Right.
I don't know if I taste vanilla.
I don't taste either one.
I taste there's a sweet flavor to it.
Right. It's got a little sweetness.
But I don't know, you know what I mean? You can't really pick up on what that really is.
And the 4 types of vanilla beans, I can't pick out one.
It almost has when you take that sip, you take your taste, when you first swallow it, it kind of it goes from that sweetness to almost almost a little bit of a bitter or a tangy kind of a thing. Have you noticed that?
Yeah.
I don't know how else to describe it.
Really hard to describe what this, because everything that we read is not in the glass.
Right. Right.
So we're trying to pick out things that are, maybe it's the memories we're tasting.
It could be.
Because I don't know what they taste like, but.
Well, it's something that's got a little sweetness to it, but then there's
nothing else. I don't know.
Let me see if I can wait for just a minute on what I got in the glass here yet, just to see if it warms up a little bit, to see if any of that other flavor comes through. Because right now,
there's a sweetness, but it's not like a maple syrup sweetness.
No. And they said they had used, was it 100 gallons?
100 gallons of Wisconsin maple syrup.
Made with 100 gallons. Yeah. So you wonder how much, how big of a batch was. It must have been a lot of beer. But then why did you put it in a 7.5 ounce can?
Right. Unless they wanted to make sure as many people as possible could try it.
It could be. But, boy, dude, we're not doing very good. Today has been kind of not the greatest stout day that we've ever had.
I was really looking forward to this one. Still not there.
It's just, like I said, there's that sweetness, but it doesn't taste like maple syrup at all, and I'm not really getting a vanilla.
I'm getting it. And we've had some beers that, when I say vanilla beans, there's some good
taste vanilla.
And I think that would really enhance this, because whatever that sweetness is, and a little bit of vanilla bean I think that'd be perfect. Yeah, I agree with you. Boy, I just don't taste the vanilla. I don't know. It's confused. Like I said, it's just confusing because it does have a sweetness, but it doesn't taste like maple syrup. It doesn't taste like vanilla. No. I wish I knew. I wish I could tell you what it is, but I don't know. I wish I did too. Boy, what do you think on a score, dude? And this is a 12.5%. Yeah. Gosh, I want to give it a higher score, but I'm trying to think what I could do, because it's quite the conundrum. I'm gonna say a 2.9. Okay. And I don't know if I've ever given a double-digit beer below a 3. But for this one, I just can't. Great. There's no burn. Right. That's a positive thing. But the flavors just don't come through for me like I wish. And and even if I liked it, I couldn't drink unless there's only 7.5. Right. So I don't know. Yeah. Why? If you're gonna spend that time to make the beer, give the drinker a little bit more to taste of it. Exactly. So, just unfortunate, I guess. Yeah, I agree with you.
Jeez. Well, score-wise, I think I've got to do like a 3.1. Yeah, I'll go with 3.1.
All right.
Just because it's very smooth for 12.5%. I don't mind that there's that little bit of sweetness in there, but it's not really maple syrup, and I don't pick up the vanilla at all. And then the third thing, 7.5 ounce can makes no sense to me.
Right. I think I drink a V8 can.
That's what it reminds me of, like those old V8 little cans,
right.
Or whatever you want to call it. I know I've got a couple other ones in the fridge that is from that
Fair State Brewing.
No, it's Hoppin' Frog.
Oh,
and they're bigger than that.
Oh,
you know what I mean? But they're not a whole lot bigger. But they're probably a 9 or 10 ounce or whatever, maybe.
Right.
But it reminded me of that, but this was even littler than that. So it just didn't make any sense. So I'm going to go with 3.1 reluctantly because I don't want to, I know you don't like duplicates and I didn't want to.
But we're kind of separating it out. So we're letting the listeners will know what we really like and what we don't.
Yep, exactly. All right. Well, we got 2 to go.
To go.
The next one we have is actually not a stout.
Okay.
But the reason I put this one in here is because this is also a ginger spiced.
Okay. Well, that's good.
Beer. So we could at least kind of compare a little bit somewhat to with the Essential Waters one.
Right.
And this is by another really good brewery. This is by Founders.
Nice. That's good.
We have a track record with them and we know they know what they're doing.
Yep.
So this is the Founders Ginger Spiced Barreled and Nice is the name of it.
All right.
And this is in a regular 12-ounce bottle.
Yep. Just like all the Founders are.
Yep, all the Founders. On the label, it has like the gingerbread man
nice
on there.
Okay.
And this is 12.8%.
We stepped it up.
So we stepped it up a little bit. And let's see, this is a barrel-aged barley wine ale with ginger, cinnamon, and clove.
Cinnamon? All right. And that's all it said, too.
Yes, yeah.
It didn't say anything more, so I can't even try to add anything more.
So this is our last bottle.
Yeah.
We have a can left.
We've had some good barley wines before.
Yeah.
But I think this is their first stab at it, right?
I cannot say that this is their first stab at it or not, but this is definitely more of a unique one, I think, than what we've ever tried before.
Yes.
You know, we've had elderberry, or that was a Scotch ale, I apologize. But, you know, we've had barley wines with other flavors, but not ginger and cinnamon and clove. I'm a little concerned about the clove.
But there's no heather, though, right?
Nope, no heather.
Because we still don't know what don't know if she tastes like.
No, we just had the one place that had that, and then
they're gone.
So,
well, this
definitely
is
a lighter.
Yeah, it's not a stout.
Kind of a caramel type color.
There you go. That's golden kind of hue.
That's got a different aroma.
It's a little stronger.
I don't know.
I don't know if that's ginger. That's an aroma. It's a spice, maybe aroma.
Boy, I get the cinnamon.
Oh boy, there's cinnamon in there.
Boy, that tastes closer to, I think, to gingerbread than what the ginger snap stout was.
Well, there's a lot of cinnamon, whatever that spice is.
Yeah. Well, you got ginger, which again. And now, ladies and gentlemen, I thought that I still had a Dark and Stormy. And that, I believe, is by Essential Waters, but apparently we drank it at some point. And that had ginger in it, but that was an in-your-face ginger flavor. And it was, like, really strong. You know, it's like, whew. So
I can't even taste the barley one on this.
Boy, I'm getting the cinnamon, very faint clove.
Yep.
Kind of an undertone of clove.
Yep.
It's not bad. I mean, honestly, I don't mind it. No, it's not bad.
It's like, but it is, you got to be ready you got to be sitting down when you take a drink of this one.
Oh, yeah. This would be another one of those that I'm sure I got it around the holidays. But again, I just thought, at least we can compare two that say they're like gingerbread kind of thing. Because as far as I know, a ginger snap is like a gingerbread cookie kind of thing, I believe.
So there is a little bit on the back.
Oh, is there? Okay.
Just a little bit. Let's see here. It says, there's nothing better than sweet treats during the holidays, unless it's a delicious festive beer. Ginger, spice, barreled, and nice is a barrel-aged gingerbread ale that delivers all the holiday spice you're craving. Expect notes of ginger, cinnamon, nutmeg, cloves, oak, and vanilla.
Oh, geez. Okay.
It's a bourbon barrel-aged holiday flavor explosion.
Well, there you go.
Wow.
There you go. What more could you ask for?
Right. So I'm not a big barley wine guy, and I don't even taste the barley wine.
Nope. I I like barley wines personally, but I don't taste a barley wine flavor, what you normally used to.
Right.
Totally get cinnamon. Now that you said nutmeg, I do get a nutmeg. I get that clove. Again, I don't really pick up on I think they use ginger very sparingly because I know, I don't know if you ever had sushi or not, but but that's like pickled ginger.
I think in Wisconsin we call that bait. It's raw fish, isn't it?
No, yeah.
See? So, yeah, we don't eat that.
Oh, well, I cannot.
Can't you get some kind
I cannot
of disease
say
from
that. No, not from how they prepare it.
Oh, all right.
But that ginger is very strong flavor.
Yeah.
So that's what I always expect when I hear ginger. But I think they use it very sparingly because I think it's one of those you put, I'm just going to say drop is one drop in, you're good. 2 drops is too much. You know what I mean? I think that might be the case.
So you err on the side of less. Less is better.
That's what I think is what a lot of breweries are going to do is err on the side of being conservative on the ginger.
Well, and what's weird is, it's a barley wine ale aged in bourbon barrels. Mm-hmm. So you've got a lot of stuff going on but I don't really taste much bourbon.
Mm-mm. So I like I said, I pick up cinnamon, nutmeg, clove is what I pick up.
Mm-hmm.
And cinnamon is almost more of I don't mean to say that cinnamon is like the predominant flavor, like, let's say like a Fireball or something like that. It's not like that, but I definitely get that flavor.
Right.
I don't mind that. I kind of like that one.
All right, you want to shoot away since you got the
I'll shoot away. Like I said, I've pretty much said all the description I'm going to give. I think I'm going like a 3.5.
Wow,
I think right now that's my top one. I just think more so probably because I was expecting unbelievably great things from some of the ones that I brought and such, and they just didn't live up to it yet. So
yeah. And for me, it's good, but it's got a lot of flavor. If you're not used to those flavors, and if you're not a big barley wine person, it might put you back. But for me, it still was good. I'm going to go with 3.4.
Wow,
right up there with you.
I didn't think you were going to go that high.
I'd like it. It's not bad. Yeah. For barley wine, and maybe that's where the good part was. This barley wine aged in bourbon barrels. Maybe it counterbalanced that wine flavor.
It's kind of funny because we know some guys that barley wine is another one of those styles that's kind of divisive a little bit because I know some guys that they really don't like barley wines at all.
Right.
If you say barley wine, they just hate them. And then I know other guys that, they're great,
Mm-hmm.
So it's just kind of interesting. And like I said, this one, I kind of like it a little more because you don't have that usual barley wine flavor. Yeah.
It's different. It's not a bad different, but it's just different.
It's different. There you go. And spice is the flavor of life or whatever they say.
Yes. All right. Well, are we on the last one?
We are on our last one.
All right.
What a bummer. This hour has flown by.
There you go. What do we got?
Well, this one is by Revolution Brewing.
All right.
And this is their Deth's Tar.
Not Death Star.
Correct.
Okay.
Not trade. Yeah. Because of trademark reasons, I'm sure.
Okay.
It is DETH''S.
Okay.
Death's, and then Tar, TAR. Imperial oatmeal stout aged in bourbon barrels.
All right.
14.8% ABV.
Say that again.
14.8% ABV.
It's been a while since we've had one that high, isn't it?
Check out the artwork on that.
Well, that gets a tenth of a point there.
Yeah, that's got kind of like a skeleton in like robes with a big war hammer, and this is part of their Deep Wood series. So that must be their barrel aged series, I'm guessing. Were you able to find any kind of?
You said it was an imperial oatmeal stout, right? So
yes,
this is another different kind that we've had today.
Yeah,
and it just says a prolonged repose in bourbon soaked American oak barrels adorns a dark chocolate profile with notes of toasted coconut and vanilla. A rich, supple texture belies the unholy power of our imperial oatmeal stout.
Ooh.
Well, there's a lot of talk there.
There's a lot of talk. We'll see if we pick up on the coconut.
And vanilla. We haven't.
None of them so far have lived up to that.
This would be a good way to.
This would be a good way to end her out.
End the podcast. If this has all those things in it.
If this delivers what it said.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I don't know how many. I don't think we've had many bourbon barrel aged oatmeal stouts.
Right. So it's definitely
Very
dark.
dark.
Very dark. You can't see through it.
I smelled boozy.
Yeah, I smell
booze.
A lot of heavy alcohol aroma.
And it was bourbon, right? It was in bourbon barrels?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Didn't say what kind, but it's
bourbon soaked American
oak barrels.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't get coconut.
I don't taste the vanilla.
I was going to say,
I get a little burn.
I get a little burn. It's it drinks pretty smooth, pretty mellow for a 14.8.
Right.
But the predominant flavor is the bourbon.
Right. And it's not like, one of those Avery where it's really sweet. There's no sweetness with it.
Nope.
I mean, you're getting the punch right in the stomach with some bourbon on this one.
This would be one you would bring to share with some friends.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And pretty much the vast majority of these, I think, is what you would do. Bring a bottle to have people sample.
Right. You drink a 6-pack of this by yourself.
You sure could try. But
you might want to bring a blanket.
Yeah. I don't know for sure if you get through them all or if it would stay in your body at that point. The dude with the Warhammer may come to look for you. If you
hit you right square in the forehead.
Yeah.
Wow. But I mean, it's not bad. I just wish the vanilla and the chocolate.
Yeah, the chocolate. It does have a little hint of a sweetness to it, but it's faint. You know what I mean? It's
right
not,
on the very, very
right initial. I mean, to me, it was the initial. When you swallow it, then it's
because what's interesting is the finish. I mean, the burn. It goes to. I taste it, and then the burn is later, but it's not a really strong burn, and the finish is not. It's really smooth.
Yes.
For 14.8.
For 14.8, like I said, the chocolate and the vanilla is overshadowed by the barrel.
Yep.
But again, all of these have been, for the most part, other than that barley one, because different style, but not bad.
No, it's not.
Not.
And it's out of the can, too.
Yes.
Isn't it sometimes we find that bottles do give a better flavor?
Yes. Yeah, typically, because sometimes the can seems to put a little bit of a metallic kind of taste to it, but this doesn't have that.
Yeah,
none of these actually had a metallic taste to them, which
is
good.
Right. The flavors that they had came through, but.
So, boy. Yeah. Well, score-wise.
What are you going to do?
Boy, I'm trying to, I think.
Now it comes to your hard part.
I know, because it's like.
You painted yourself into a corner.
I kind of did, because I'm like, okay, do I like it better than this one? Or is it,
you want to switch a couple numbers?
No, I'll leave the numbers where they're at, but I'm going to go 3.6. I'll make it my top one. Kind of a reluctant 3.6, but I think it's better than a 3.3.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? To try and keep the scores unique. Again, I do enjoy the fact that it is a very easy drinking 14.8. I like the artwork on the can. Yeah. The flavor overall, it's good. But it just doesn't. I don't pick up the vanilla the vanilla or the coconut. I don't taste coconut at all.
There's no coconut.
I don't smell coconut. I don't taste coconut. So unfortunately, I say that and then I give it the top score, but it still is a very good beer.
Right. And I mean, I think that echo the same thing, but I mean, we haven't had a 14.8 that's not super sweet. So I mean, for me, that's good. I mean, even the burn, it's just a slight burn. It's already gone away. It doesn't linger.
Yep.
If you're just drinking a straight bourbon, like you said, I wish there was just a little bit more flavor. I'm going to go the same score you did. I'm going to say a 3.6. I'd like, for me, the best one of the day. I mean, I liked a few of these, but this one, 14.8, we don't get many of those out of a can. So that, to me, kind of just pushed over the top from what I liked.
Yeah. And then the fact that it's a barrel-aged oatmeal stout.
Right.
Was different as well, So, yeah, I give them credit. They picked a new kind of new style and ran with it, and then they found a very unique way not to do copyright infringement.
Yes.
So I got to give them credit for that.
And even the guy that they painted on the can does not look anything like the movie.
No, not like what you would expect.
Right.
So it was good. So yeah, I guess overall, my number one was the Deth's Tar. My number two was the gingerbread, the Founders.
Yep.
Barrel aged ginger barley wine. Other than that, I did enjoy the Central Waters, the ginger snap, I thought was good. Again, the only knock was I just didn't pick up on the ginger. But I do think, and that's something I'll ask my brother, I don't think he's made anything, a ginger beer at this point. But I think that brewers do go a little conservative on it because they don't want a ginger beer. Because we've had, like in a Moscow Mule or whatever, they have the ginger beer in it. And that has a strong taste.
Right.
So, yeah, I don't think any of them were terrible. The Barbados one, which I'm going to go, when we get done here, I'm going to try it again and just see you know what it was. That one,
if it warmed up and
if anything came through, you know. But otherwise, all the rest of them were basically pretty close to each other, I think. And again, I think most of these would be ones that you'd bring a bottle and share.
Right.
You know, so I have no problem with any of them.
And I think mine almost mirror yours. I liked the Deth Tar and that barley wine. Those were kind of out there, nip and tuck at the top.
Yep.
And they were the highest ABV ones we had today. And then my number 3 was the Kentucky bourbon. I thought it was, kind of smooth, but I think overall, for me, the one thing that really came through was not a single one of these really had the flavors that they were talking about. Wasn't anything I could taste. Out of every single one of these, the ones we tried, I was looking for a lot more flavors, and none of them really had the flavor that we were anticipating, which is a little bit of a downer because I'm like, man, if everything that it says is supposed to be in the can, actually the flavors come through, we're going to really have a good class. And it's going to be a good podcast. And all of a sudden now we're talking about every single one of them is lacking that even just a little bit of different flavor.
Yep.
So I don't know. I guess that's kind of what stands out for me.
So I just took some more of the bent, what was the name
Brew
of it?
Distillery?
Power Schwank.
Schwank.
Yeah. After drinking the Deth Star, it got worse.
Oh,
Yeah, it's just kind of. So yeah. I think I'm good with having that one kind of on the bottom. Unfortunately, I apologize, Bent. So
yeah, that was actually the lowest one too.
Yeah, so it didn't get any better.
Even with the can warmed up, and it didn't.
Correct.
Help it. It didn't help it. All right. Well, you still got some barley wine left, so
okay, good.
You can wash it away later.
Well, awesome. Well, hey, ladies and gentlemen, before we go, since this is the 4th of July, we would definitely like to say, and Jim, you're in this group. I'd like to thank all of the active and retired military for their service, for everything they've done. They've made it so we can sit here and taste these beers and say they're lacking,
But it was worth trying them.
Exactly. Yes, and like I said, Jim is retired military, so I thank you so much for everything you did, everything you still do, so we're going to we'll see if we finish some more of these, and then once the fireworks start, we're gonna have to go down and ooh and ah.
Yeah, it looks like they might be starting again somewhere. I can't.
Well,
tell.
That's the natives again. They're getting restless. They always got
the sun is out.
I know they start early, so then they just hear the noise. I think
they're going to scare away the deer now.
Yeah, exactly. Well, what are you going to do? It's one time a year, and hey, the sun have their fun.
There you go.
I think we got some other beers in the cooler, so we're going to go and check that out too. We got to finish these. So.
Yeah, we got to finish these.
So awesome, Jim. Thanks for sitting down and trying these. Well, you brought 3 of them, so we both contributed. Yes.
We didn't. Nobody hit a home run.
You ended up with the top one.
Yeah.
So
barely.
Yeah. But yeah, it was good. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much. We hope you have a great 4th of July. And like we always say, we hope your campfire is always warm
and your beers are always cold.
See ya.
Be safe. See ya.
Thank you for listening to the Northwoods Beer Guy podcast. If you have a question, a comment, or a beer you'd like us to review, please feel free to send us a message at northwoodsbeerguy@gmail.com. You can also find us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. If you're on Untapped, look up Northwoods Beer Guy and send a friend request. Until next week, I hope all your campfires are warm and all your beer is cold.